My name is Sean Sullivan, and this is my informative speech. I've had nearly 2 months to present this speech, so why am I here presenting it just hours before the deadline? Procrastination, even though harmless at times, significantly impacts education and workplaces globally, especially college students. Today, I'm going to talk to you about procrastination from a psychological point of view. First, I'm going to explain what procrastination truly is. Then, I'm going to explore why we procrastinate. Finally, I'll talk to you about the negative consequences of procrastination. Procrastination is defined as the action of delaying or postponing something. Most of, if not all, students are guilty of procrastinating certain things through their academic career. Whether it's as harmless as responding to a discussion board at the last minute, or as impactful as waiting till the night before to study for your final, I'm sure it's all too familiar for students. Many assume procrastination is akin to laziness or poor time management, but according to a Science News Today article published in August of 2025, it's actually an issue of emotional regulation. The task is detected as an emotional threat, causing your brain to seek alternatives that might offer an easier, attainable reward, like a dopamine boost from scrolling Instagram or TikTok. Now that we know that procrastination is involved with emotional regulation, let's dive further into what's causing these emotions in the brain. Procrastination is your brain trying to protect itself. As Dr. Fuchsia Siros, a professor of psychology at Durham University, puts it, we're not avoiding the task per se. What we're avoiding is the negative emotions associated with that task. And so procrastination becomes a way to cope with that negative mood and those negative emotions. Dr. Siros published a book in 2022 on the psychology of procrastination where she revealed how people subconsciously attach negative emotions such as fear, anxiety, and stress to certain tasks. The brain naturally wants to avoid those feelings and chooses to seek serenity by avoiding the task. People's natural instinct is to avoid threats to their well-being. The result from the brain's internal conflict is certain daunting or difficult tasks being pushed off. So procrastination is how the brain attempts to regulate emotions. Now let's talk about the results and consequences. The brain is trying to protect itself from stress, anxiety, and vulnerability. Problem is, a lot of what's procrastinated is mandatory, or at least very important. And most often, there's a deadline. What results is all the negative emotions the brain was avoiding by procrastinating being heightened once that due date comes around. A project you once had a month to complete worth half your grade suddenly needs to be started and completed in the next 6 hours. The result? An increase in stress and a decrease in work quality. A blog by IE University in May of 2023 discusses a study done that compared students who did and did not commonly procrastinate. The group of procrastinators experienced less stress in the beginning of semester, but by the end, the procrastinators had lower grades, higher stress, and even more cases of illness than those who did not commonly procrastinate. By avoiding negative emotions, procrastinators negatively impact their future success and their own mental health. So, procrastination, the brain's attempt to protect against negative emotions, is really just mental self sabotage that sets itself up for future consequences. In conclusion, today, we looked at what procrastination truly is, why it happens, and the consequences, all from a psychological point of view. First, we revealed that procrastination isn't just laziness, but emotional regulation. Then we explored why the brain is emotionally regulating and what is being avoided by procrastinating. Finally, we examined the consequences. Procrastination isn't beneficial to work quality or mental health. But hey, that's coming from a guy presenting this just 3 hours before the deadline.